I think we should leave the comments on, but we might not.
Oh yeah, I left it on. They're not off.
And we are live.
All right, cool.
Usually takes a minute or two for people to come on board. I don't know if anyone's going to. Hopefully we get some people. I know we just published this just a couple of hours ago on our YouTube channel. So this is going to be a very general update of what's going on with the USS the Sullivans right now. Welcome everybody. We see the number of viewers going up and up and up. Hello, Chris D. Is that Chris? Yeah. Very good. So this has taken a lot of interest. Everyone, thank you for your interest. Thank you for all your comments. Welcome, we have about 50 viewers. Welcome. So this is a thing to kind of give you what we've been doing in the past with the USS the Sullivans, and what moving forward, based on what happened the previous 48 hours, what we can do and what we are working on and assessing, communicating with multiple agencies, and I will list those for you, and to try and address some questions that you may have. Again, Stephen and I don't have all the answers. So first off, we'd like to thank a bunch of organizations that have come to the call of arms. The Coast Guard, the U.S. Coast Guard Buffalo Station. BIDCO, which is the company that we've been working with. Miller Environmental. Department of Homeland Security has been here and helpful. The Buffalo Fire, Buffalo Police Departments. The County of Erie, which is where Buffalo is located, and of course the City of Buffalo, and Congressman Higgins and our federal representatives have been very helpful with this. I'm sorry everybody, we have some work going on in the restaurant down below. Again, this was a pretty impromptu thing, so I hope you guys can hear us. Some of the questions we've been getting are, what have we done already? How did this happen? And what have you guys been doing? So we do have a lot of videos on our YouTube channel about that process. We have raised over $1 million over the last year. Probably about $1.1 million. Maybe I should hold this.
No, they say they can hear us just fine.
Okay,
so.
Good. Thanks, guys. We've raised about $1.1 million, and we've spent about $350,000 of that already. The work that was going to be done, the company BIDCO started on the port side, and they were going to scrape off the zebra mussels, locate the areas of degradation, and paint the hull in this two-part epoxy Some high coat, it's called. This has been used on smaller marine vessels, but it was never used on a ship this size and a ship this old. So what they found was, while it was securing in some areas of the ship, it was not adhering or securing to other parts of the vessel. And so they got about 150 feet on the port side. Work ended in November of 2021, and it had to shut down for winter time. We worked over the winter with BIDCO. They've been a great partner with us. And we came up with a new plan moving forward for the whole rest of the port side and the starboard side. All right, so the starboard side has not been touched with the work that was going on last year, and we think that some degradation and some steel integrity happened, it certainly is on the starboard side, which is why she has that extreme list. To starboard, it might be 25, 30 degrees, 35 degrees to starboard. So, again, U.S. Coast Guard has been rustled up. They're wonderful partners with us so far. BIDCO, Miller Environmental, Department of Homeland Security, New York State Environmental, Buffalo Fire, Buffalo Police, and the county and the county of Erie and the city of Buffalo. So what they are doing now is, I'm sure you've seen pictures, everybody, and it's just not even safe to go in there. So some divers have been outside, checking out the hulls on the outside, both sides, but no one has actually gone in to the ship yet or the various compartments. On Wednesday night, it took a very serious turn on Wednesday. We usually do assessments, but there was something that we missed, in the couple of hours after the live session. Stephen?
Yeah, it's there's only so much that can be done, and we want the answers just as much as everybody else does. So just for the moment, we're assessing and waiting, and I know you guys probably want to hear more, but we just don't unfortunately have those answers ourselves. It is a process, and we thank everybody for their patience and just the kind words that everybody's been saying, and the understanding that this is something that just there's not a quick answer or resolution. And like Shane said, we have so many different groups of people that are helping us, that are here, that are working to find that resolution, find that issue, and we can't be more thankful the way that people have just kind of come around us. And
yeah, we've heard from almost all of the museum ships. Various staff have heard from. I've heard from Battleship Cove, I've heard from the Kidd, I've heard from the Alabama.
The Smithsonian reached out yesterday, and just and some of the local businesses have just been amazing, bringing us food, which is, we have, 100 people here, and the little bakery, I'm not sure where they're located in the city, but you should.
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls?
The little bakery in Niagara Falls, I looked it up
brought
last night.
us 30 pizzas yesterday, and then there was another place on the west side, and I'm sorry if I'm getting this wrong, I believe it was
the Sports Bar?
Sports City Pizza?
Yeah, Sports City, yeah. They brought
and they brought us some pies too, or pizzas. Pies? I know, the Long Island in me is coming out.
The pies.
The pizzas, so they brought us pizzas, so we can't be thankful enough. Exploring more has been just, what do you need?
Yeah.
I got Jim Daly text me yesterday. He's like, what do you need? He's like, what do you need?
Nice.
And a lot of people are. And, again, unfortunately, we don't know what we need. We do know that eventually there's going to be time to clean. That is something that, we... Mm-hmm. This place runs on volunteers. The volunteers, the docents, the volunteers behind the scenes help make this place run, and that is a huge part of why the Naval Park exists. So anyone that is reaching out and offering to help or anything like that, we hear you and we appreciate you, and when we know what you can do, we will definitely be reaching out.
Yeah, that's what we're working on doing. As part of my assessment here on my end is to reach out to the volunteers that have reached out to us, other organizations, and to see where they can fit into this. We know how we feel about the ship, right? We know what it represents. It represents the sacrifices of all American families, and the Sullivans are the first people to say that. Kelly Sullivan is the first person to say, this ship doesn't represent the Sullivan family alone. It represents everyone who is a Gold Star family. And we will not let this fail, all right? We want to stress that. It looks dire. She is settled into a position where she will not move. So it now becomes getting into the compartments for the companies, for the Coast Guard, assess where we are at, and then early next week, they're going to start building a plan to get her righted and on an even keel and floating again. All right, so the work on the starboard side, for the port side last year, we spent about $350,000 of the money we have received from February of 2021, and that has worked well. We know that this is on starboard. So, I mean, we just had a meeting with about 50 people in it. We've never had a meeting here with about 50 people in it. We were talking to the U.S. Navy as well, some Marine and ship architects that are working with us to formulate that plan. But again, this was yesterday morning. We wanted to come and bring you some sort of update. She is settled now. We don't, the experts have told us that she won't move anymore, which is something good for us. And then early next week, a plan will be put into place to right size her, get her on the even keel, and then to begin the work again, which was supposed to begin this Monday anyway.
Right. So that was, and yeah, I mean, the timing is just, it sucks, but you know, it's just an adversity, and we need to get through it. And I just want to go off of something Shane said, that us here, especially, I know I could speak for myself, and I think I could speak for Shane on this, is that, you know, we got into this business to conserve history. This isn't just whatever to us. This isn't, you know, just a business or anything like that. Like, these items are close to us, you know.
This isn't a job.
This isn't a job.
Right.
And
this is a way of life. Almost.
And you know, we get it, and you know, if there's any concern or anything like that, no, we understand. Like, we just want to make it very clear that these ships are part of our lives, and even more so than just Shane and myself and the veterans that are out there that served on this ship or served on similar ships. We understand what this means to Americans, and we understand that, and we treat that ship as a living person that we deeply care about, all three of our vessels. So we are, you know, there's nothing we won't do to save this ship.
Yes. I can't say it any better than Stephen. This is stuff we take home with us, right? It's devastating to see this. Again, we recognized it last year. Work started. Again, we're in Buffalo. We're not on the Gulf. We're not in a warm water. The work had to stop. They could not have divers under the water. The Buffalo River gets, you know, I put my hands in it for a minute and a half this winter, and I still haven't gotten all my feeling back, and that was from 3 months ago, for gosh sakes. Yeah. And that was a minute and a half. The water is 15 degrees, right? Even right now, I think it's only about 40. So they were planning on getting in the water on Monday to continue the work. We understand that the ship has been here since 1977. She was last dry docked in 1965. Dry docking was not an option for us given the funds that it would take to dry dock. So we worked very closely. We talked to the Navy last year. We talked to the Coast Guard last year. We talked to BIDCO. And this is the plan that was developed, and we were moving forward with it. And now there will need to be some adjustments and some reassessments. From my perspective as curator, we have a lot of work ahead of. I have a lot of work ahead of me. I've developed a disaster plan when I first started here. We have thousands of potential artifacts underwater. So I've brought out that disaster plan. I've updated it a little bit, and I'm ready to go when the ship is back on an even keel. And the cleaning has been done. I'm going to catalog all of the artifacts, their current state, and then what we can do to preserve them moving forward, and taking this as an opportunity to try and bring potentially new artifacts in, bring out old artifacts that haven't been seen, and to bring the ship back to some more authenticity. That's kind of my goal here, but.
Yeah. So I want to just jump in. You know, we do have some comments, and it's great to see some of our regulars, a lot of new faces too, which is great.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here.
If you haven't subscribed to us, we do go live often, every other Wednesday. So we do live updates on the park and the history and anything that correlates with the Buffalo Naval Park. So if you want to continue seeing our shows, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just a couple things here. I mean, just, you know, great things, people saying just nice things, and we have people reaching out and that deal with this type of stuff, but also the people just reaching out and saying, you know, like, we're thinking of you, or we're thinking, not us, but we're thinking of the Sullivan ship, and we're thinking of Kelly, and we're thinking of, you know, we just want everything to go right. You know, we appreciate all of that equally, so it does mean a lot. Bryce wants to know why you didn't put tape over your Dr. Pepper.
Thank you, Bryce. Can't again. I appreciate it. You're right. It's
but some of the things that is coming up here is, you know, the Sullivans can't be replaced, and why we think about that about all of these vessels. You know, the story behind the Sullivans is what makes this ship what it is, and the importance of it, and the importance of people in Buffalo, the importance of people in Iowa, the importance of people who have lost brothers and sisters and sons and daughters. And the Sullivans has a story. It has a mythical aura around it, and the Sullivans is not replaceable.
Yeah, this isn't something about getting another ship or anything, and this is about, there is the DDG 68, right, USS the Sullivans that Kelly Sullivan had christened like her great-grandmother with our vessel. And this is a way to renew that story, right? This has hit CNN, this has hit, you know, all the news, the national news broadcasts. And this is a way to renew the story when she gets righted, you know, to tell that story in different ways. Right, I was working on a book. I don't, you know, I haven't talked to the publisher, but I was working on a book about the naval park as a whole. I don't know if I'm going to continue that given the circumstance, because we have to all shift focus for, but the flagship of the Irish fleet, as I like to say. Ship of one, I guess. But again, we have some bad weather.
We're having some issues here. I don't know if you guys can hear us. It looks like the weather, it is nasty outside. It looks like the weather might be messing with us.
Are we, oh boy.
Can you guys still see or hear us? We just want to make sure that.
Waterline. With the Little Rock, it is all of her superstructure. So that bimetallic welding, all right, at the superstructure where it meets the deck, that degrades.
So I'm just.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, you want to go?
Oh. We'll try that. With that